Hey guys, what's up? I'm Erin and welcome back to the channel. Imagine waking up tomorrow with limitless financial freedom. What's one indulgence you would allow yourself every single day? Recently, this question exploded on X, formerly known as Twitter, thanks to a gentleman named Andrew Jeffrey. If you had FU money, what's the one personal luxury you'd allow yourself daily that you could never justify without the money? Now, I know what you're thinking. Yes, we all know what the F stands for, but for the sake of it, we're gonna say frick because YouTube has strict monetization standards. Also, I don't want the disapproving look from my mom, which is scarier than any algorithm. Now, the whole point of FU money is to dream big, and this post has been viewed over 1 million times. And as I scrolled through the thousands of responses on this post, I was struck by two things. First, the most common fantasies that people shared were not billionaire level splurges. And second, a surprising number of them were surprisingly affordable. There were so many people who said they just wanted to wear brand new socks every single day, or brand new underwear every single day, or a brand new t-shirt every single day. Now, maybe these people don't like laundry, and I get it. Who does? But the thing is, this is surprisingly doable. Whether or not you think it's wasteful is another question, but it's doable. For instance, you would need 61 packs of these very highly rated socks listed on Amazon to make this dream a reality. The total price tag, $854 for the year. What about a t-shirt? Again, we can find a very highly rated one here on Amazon. We could buy it in bulk, this 72 pack of tees, and you could make this dream a reality. Total price tag for this one for the year, $1,080. So for just over $1,000, you could make this dream absolutely possible. I will add here that I do have one life rule, and when it comes to socks, I buy identical socks. Same cut, same color, same everything. That way, when it comes to folding my laundry, I don't have to spend any time searching for a sock's perfect mate. They all match. When it comes time to replace my socks, I replace all of them. And I kid you not, this has boosted my overall life happiness. I saw one woman say that she would get a blowout every single day. And you can get a good blowout for about $50. If you were to do that every single day of the year, it'd be about $18,000. That's a hefty price tag, but we're not talking billionaire status requests here. Other common answers were to have fresh flowers in their home every single week, a trainer or a masseuse, someone to clean their home, a personal assistant, or someone to simply run errands on a regular basis. And again, I would say a lot of these could be very doable. Maybe putting fresh flowers in your home is an extra $40 or $50 a week, but maybe it brings you enough happiness to justify the cost. You could get a virtual trainer. That might only cost you $100 or $200 a month. If you want a trainer in person, that's going to be more expensive, maybe $1,000 a month, maybe more. You could also get a massage every single week, and that might be around $5,000 a year because it's about $100 for a massage. A personal assistant, if you only need someone for virtual tasks, you could easily hire someone today from another country for less than $10 an hour. And I bet it's very realistic that you could find someone who would run your errands for you. Maybe that's a teen or a neighbor or an app that could pair you up with someone who would love to do this. There's grocery stores that will do the shopping for you and deliver your groceries to your door. It's easy to get a lot of these tasks off your plate for a very affordable price. Now, the other really common answer that showed up in this thread over and over and over again was a personal chef, a chauffeur, or a driver, and flying private. Now, these definitely come with a higher price tag. I would make the argument that you can kind of substitute a personal chef with a meal prep service at a more affordable price point, but there were some people who were pretty adamant that they wanted that chef in their home preparing that meal in their kitchen, hot and ready, and then doing the cleanup afterwards. So if you want that, that's going to come with a heftier price tag. And what about a driver? I feel like there's an app that does allow you to call a driver on demand, something like Uber or Lyft. Now, if you're using these services on a regular basis, that can get very expensive very quickly. But for the times you don't want to drive, this is absolutely available and available at a relatively reasonable price point. Now, as far as flying private, that one just comes with a hefty price tag. I don't have an answer for that. But really the whole point of all of this is that when people were given the opportunity and asked to dream of the most elaborate thing they would spend on, if they had unlimited amounts of money, if they had absolute FU money, most people dreamed of very reasonable things. They dreamed of fairly ordinary things that might only require a few $100s extra or a few $1,000s extra to make a reality. And I think there's a really important lesson buried in all of this. And I think that lesson is that a lot of these things we look at as luxuries or one day would like to haves or if I could only dream of having it kind of things are more affordable than we actually realize. And they're luxuries that we could actually bring into our life. And the reasons we don't is maybe we look at these luxuries as being frivolous or not necessary, or maybe we simply don't sit down and run the numbers on what they would actually cost. We ask ourselves, oh, it would be so nice to have whatever, fill in the blank, but it's not in the budget. But how do we know it's not in the budget if we don't sit down and actually run the numbers? So I would like to pose this question to you, Andrew Jeffrey's exact question. If you had FU money, what's the one personal luxury you would allow yourself daily that you could never justify without the money? But I think an important follow-up to that is to take the time and actually figure out what it would cost to make this happen. Once you know the cost, ask yourself, is it worth it at that price? Because the reality is that our money is meant to be enjoyed. Yes, we should save our money, and yes, we should invest it for the future, something that I talk an awful lot about on this channel. We should live within our means. We should have a buffer within our budget so we're not living paycheck to paycheck, because that's a stressful situation. If you're currently in a situation where you're living paycheck to paycheck, the first step is not to try to incorporate daily luxuries. The first step is to try and create breathing room within your budget, and that's going to be cutting expenses or finding ways to increase your income. Once you have that breathing room within your budget, which honestly is a lot of the viewers who watch this channel, I know so many of the viewers here who are setting aside very hefty percentages to future investments and current savings. But once you know that you're securing your future, it's also important to make sure that you're enjoying today with your money. For me, if I'm strictly talking about a daily luxury, it's hard to kind of think of one. I mean, maybe I could say having a can or a bottle of bubbly water every single day, which I already do. And to me, that's a little splurge and it does bring me great joy. But like I said, I already allow myself that. Other than that, I think I would probably splurge on someone to clean my home. I did get a quote on that and I was told it would be $100 for the week. So it is something that is fairly reasonable. It's not something I've pulled the trigger on, but I work 2 jobs and I take care of a baby, and sometimes it gets to be overwhelming, and housework is not the highest on my priority list. I do work hard to keep it clean, but it's not something I want to do. So maybe one day I will allow myself that luxury. I think a lot of the times when we think about FU money, we tend to think about things that might represent the epitome of luxury. Maybe you think about a really nice home, or driving a really nice car, or flying private, or sailing around the world on a yacht. Undoubtedly, for the very wealthy, these things are possibilities. But it is important to remember that we are all creatures of habit. Whether you have a lot of money or a modest amount of money, most of us tend to do the same kind of things day in and day out. Even if you had unlimited finances and you were to splurge on some of these big ticket items, maybe you bought that nice home or you bought a nicer car, I think you would find that that happiness is fairly short-lived. It's not long before that home just becomes your home, or that car is just the car you drive. I think it's a better way to use your money if you can find ways to incorporate little luxuries into your day. If you can incorporate these little luxuries, maybe you get a little bit of boost in happiness every single day. I think the takeaway of finding little ways to incorporate these luxuries into our life, to use our money to sort of buy back our happiness, is far more doable than a lot of us realize. It can be so easy to get caught up in the daily grind and focusing on all the things we have to do and forgetting to take a moment to focus on maybe some of the things we would like to do. So if you're willing to take the time to answer this question, I hope you're willing to do the next step, which is to calculate the cost of that one thing that you would love to do. And then let me know in the comments down below if you think it's worth it at that price tag and you're going to implement it into your daily life, because that's where I think the real question lies. And really, I just want to know if somebody wants to buy brand new socks every single day, because if that $850 brings you unlimited happiness every single day, well, maybe that's $850 well spent. I post new videos every single week. If you got anything at all out of this one, please give it a like. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, or if you know of someone who might get something out of this type of content, please consider sharing. I'll see you soon. Bye. There were so many There, aw, whole handful of leaves just went by the window. It's very pretty. Welcome to fall. $1,000. $1,000 or more per month. So this is doable. Maybe it's no. It's very dramatic. Okay, luxury, but make sure that you're either in blah. I just lost internet. It's really distracting. My computer has all these messages. Live within our means. Oh my gosh, this is so distracting. I just need my hand to like block the screen. Okay.